Great to see you again. And then we've got Valerie from Belgium, Joyce from Scotland, Joyce from the Netherlands. And thank you for all your lovely welcome back messages. That's really, really nice. A few dogs out there. That's nice. Joanne's got her dog. Oh, look, we got a Robin from Auckland. That's exciting. Of course, I've just come back from there. And Jane, hello from Kent. First time I've joined, so especially big welcome to you, Jane. Wonderful that you've joined us. And Dorota, hello from a chilly London. Welcome back. And Sandra, hi from Vancouver in Canada. Also the first time here. So really, really warm welcome to you as well. And Sue, hello everyone from Glasgow. Good to see you again. Vidyamala, Kay from Norfolk. Good. Okay, so it's a couple of minutes past the hour. So I think we'll begin. Oh, that's nice. Books just saying Bodhi Leela sends her love. So Bodhi Leela's breathworks teacher who's been very, very ill over the last year. So that's wonderful to bring her to mind. Okay, I'm going to turn the chat box off and begin. So for those of you who are here for the first time, really this is exactly what it says in the title, Space to Breathe. It's a half-hour meditation guided for us to step out of the busyness of our lives and drop into our bodies, drop into our hearts and our minds, and experience a little bit more stillness. And you don't need to remember anything. It's all guided. So you can really just switch off the thinking mind and the worrying mind and follow along as best you can. You will wander off, most probably. That's completely normal. That's what minds do. And part of meditation is noticing when we've wandered. And then in that moment of awareness, we can choose to come back to the practice. So in a way, that's also mindfulness. Mindfulness is being present, and mindfulness is also noticing when we're not present and using that opportunity to come back into presence. I have got a chest infection at the moment, so I'm hoping I'm not going to have a coughing fit during the practice, but I have got some water handy. And if that happens, I will try to remember to mute because that won't be very pleasant for you. Okay, so let's begin by coming into stillness, closing our eyes if that's comfortable, or you can lower your gaze. And allowing the weight of the body to rest down into the position that you've chosen. We're inviting our awareness into meditation. And we do this by cultivating a sense of presence in the body, first of all. And we'll do a body awareness and a breath awareness meditation tonight. So allowing awareness to rest inside the points of contact between the body and the surface it's resting upon. If we're sitting, this will be the buttocks on the chair, back of the thighs, and the feet resting into the floor. If we're lying down, it'll be the back of the body, back of the head. And seeing if we can yield the weight of the body up to the support as best we can. So we're beginning to soften habits of gripping. Cultivating this quality of rest. If we're sitting, we can have the hands resting on the legs or in the lap. If we're lying down, we can have the hands resting at the sides of the body, palms upwards, or resting on the body, palms downwards. It's completely up to you. Whether we're sitting or lying, looking for a position where with the hands where they're supported so the shoulders can soften a little bit. And to help us arrive, if we want to, we could take a few deeper breaths. Breathing a deeper breath in. And then on the out breath, having a quality of release, yielding, arriving, settling a little bit more. Do that 2 or 3 times in your own way if you want to. Letting go of the past, letting go of the future with each out breath, arriving in the present. And when we're ready, allowing the breathing to find its own natural rhythm in the body. Opening quality on the in-breath, subsiding, yielding, letting go quality on the out-breath. And seeing if we can get curious about the distinction between yielding and collapsing. So as we rest here, looking for a quality of alertness. So we're letting go of the body downwards, letting go of tension, gripping, holding. It might be that as we let go of gripping, there's a quality of release that begins to arise in the body. If we're sitting, maybe the body becomes a little more upright. Head poised on top of the spine. We're lying down, we're yielding and resting, but looking for that quality of alertness and vitality as well. Awareness can have a bright quality to it, rather than dull. Being curious about that. To help train in presence and being here rather than the mind rushing off somewhere else, the future or the past. We're going to cultivate some deep body awareness. As soon as we're inside the sensations in the body, we're present. Past sensations are a memory, future sensations just an idea. But if we feel into sensations in the body, that's a way back to presence. So let's allow awareness to pour out of the head, down through the body, down through the legs, all the way to the feet. Allowing awareness to rest inside the feet, being in contact with the floor or the bed. Awareness of temperature, the feet cool and warm. Maybe there's even a quality of numbness or dullness in the feet. But we can be aware of that. Seeing if we can soften any tendencies of fighting against sensation. Maybe there's unpleasant sensation. Seeing if we can just let them be as they are, moment by moment, and notice their fluid and changing nature. Likewise, if there's pleasant sensations, enjoy them, let them go, enjoy them, let them go. Letting go of grasping, clinging. Maybe imagining awareness is like water and now it's pouring up inside the ankles. And the lower legs. Be aware of the soft calves at the back and the shins at the front. And seeing if we can rest inside the lower legs rather than thinking about them as an abstraction. Being aware of temperature, sensation, buzzing, tingling, dullness, numbness, whatever it is. And allowing sensations to flow through the moments. And the knee. Feeling inside the shape of the knees, whether they're bent or straight. Allowing awareness to pour inside the knees. And the thighs. Now, allowing awareness to pour up inside the thighs. The backs and the fronts, the inside, the surface. Contact with clothes perhaps. Our minds are still running all over the place. When you notice that, that's your moment of awareness, and inviting your attention, your awareness back inside the thighs as a way of coming back to presence in the body. Now let's come inside the buttocks. Whether we're sitting or lying, just noticing is there habitual gripping in the buttocks, tension. And what's it like to let the buttocks yield into the chair or the bed? Quality of release, perhaps. Resting into gravity. And the hips. Big joints where the legs connect to the torso. Allowing the legs to very gently fall away from the torso into gravity. Now allowing awareness to pour inside the belly. Soft front of the body between the pelvis at the bottom, the base of the ribs at the top. And maybe there's a sense of breathing in this area. Very gentle swelling on the in-breath, subsiding on the out-breath. Receiving on the in-breath and letting go on the out-breath. Careful not to force or strain. And allowing awareness to pour inside the whole chest area. The ribs expanding and subsiding. The lungs filling and emptying. Breastbone rising and falling a little bit. If we can allow breathing to be natural, we're resting inside that whole experience. Now let's inhabit the whole back of the body. So coming back to the buttocks first of all. Checking, are they yielding, are they tense? Seeing if we can allow the bed or the chair to receive the weight of the body dropping down through the buttocks. And allowing awareness to flow up into the lower back, the length and the breadth of the lower back. Maybe even feeling an echo of breathing in the lower back. Maybe the angle's changing a little bit on the in-breath and the out-breath. Maybe there's a broadening on the in-breath, subsiding on the out-breath. Or maybe you can't feel breathing at all in the lower back. Of course, that's also completely fine. Seeing if we can stay inside the lower back rather than thinking about it. Feeling sensations. And allowing awareness now to flow up through the middle back, to feel the upper back, spine and the shoulder blades, the back of the ribs, the back of the lung. Resting inside the natural breath in the upper back. Bring the whole torso all together now, the front and the back and the sides, the inside, the surface. And we rest right inside. Opening on the in-breath, subsiding on the out-breath in all directions. Now let's allow awareness to pour inside the shoulders. Checking that we're still letting the hands be supported. So we don't need to hold on to the arms with effort. Letting the shoulders rest into gravity. And allowing awareness to pour inside the upper arm. What sensations can you feel? Or if there's an absence of sensations, being aware of that. Maybe there's warmth, tingling, buzzing, dullness, contact with clothes. The elbows. We're lying down, can we let the elbows yield into the bed? We're sitting, feeling the shape of the elbows. And allowing awareness to pour into the lower arms, the wrists, the hands, the fingers, the thumbs. And fingers be at rest. Noticing if there is subtle reaching for the future, holding on to the past. Can we let the fingers rest in the present, which will call the mind back to the present? What sensations can we feel under the fingers? Fingers yield into gravity. Now allowing awareness to pour back up through the arms, through the shoulders, into the neck and the head. We're sitting, just checking in on the angle of the head. Allowing the chin to be tucked in just a tiny bit. Want to poise. And if we're lying down, letting the head be heavy. Letting go of holding on to the head, just let it rest. Coming to the mouth, letting the lips be lightly touching. If we can breathe through the nose. Letting the tongue and the jaw be soft. And breath the cheeks, the eyes. The ears and the whole head. And now broadening to be aware of the whole body. A little bit like we're pulling back to a wide-angle lens of awareness. It's felt rather than visual. And being aware of all the different sensations in the whole body. The legs and the torso and the arms, neck, head, face. Rather than getting tangled up with them and fighting against them, can we just let them flow into awareness and out of awareness, into awareness and out of awareness? Whether they're pleasant, unpleasant, or dull. We're developing a quality of stability in the presence. Less thrown around by experience. We receive whatever's arising and we let go. We receive, we let go. And the body, mind, heart. Still be very lost in thoughts, worry. If not to judge that harshly, if you know that you've got awareness, in the last moment or two, calling the mind back, resting in the body, resting in the breath, resting in sensation. And to bring the practice to a close in just a moment, but perhaps forming an intention to take the quality of awareness with us into whatever's coming next. This quality of being embodied and present. Externalizing our awareness. If there are any sounds, then letting them into awareness. We can open our eyes, look around, taking in our environment. Very gradually coming into movement however you want to. But seeing if we can let our movements be fluid, like the breath. Stretching if we want to. So thank you so much for practicing with one another and with me. Really enjoyed being here with you. And for those of you who are here for the first time, I always stay on for a little bit at the end, and people, if they want to, they'll write in the chat box what they noticed in the practice, and I read that out so that you don't all need to be peering at the screen. But before we go into that, I just want to let you know about an event that's happening next Monday, and Mark has put it in the chat box. It's a fundraising event for Breathworks where Dr. Amishi Jha has very, very generously agreed to do a session with me. It'll be a kind of interview and practice together, which I'm really looking forward to. So she's a very impressive neuroscientist out of Miami, and she's studied attention and awareness very intensively. So we're going to be exploring that together, her model of attention and how that maps onto the breathworks training. It'll be a dialogue, it'll be a practice. She's really impressive, really, really impressive woman. She's done a lot of work with what they call first responders in the States, people in the emergency services, people in the police, people who haven't got time to meditate, basically. And how can you train your mind when you haven't got much time? And her research shows 12 minutes a day. If you can do a minimum of 12 minutes a day, you can really change your brain. So very, very good. And she's a wonderful speaker, fantastic models of attention. So it's going to be an evening on attention, the neuroscience of attention and the practice of attention. So I really hope that lots of you will come to that. And I'm super excited about it myself. Slightly intimidated by her, but that's good. She's like one of these super brainy people. But I think that'll be very stimulating for me and hopefully you. So Mark, if you could put that link in again at various times in the chat box. Thank you very much. 6 to 8 p.m. UK time on Monday. Good, so let's read out some of these comments. So thank yous. Amanda, such gratitude. It was just what I needed. And Julie, really lovely. I needed that after a very busy day and needed some space. And Joanne, thank you, Vidyamala and Mark. Notice the pain in my fingers subsided. Lovely meditation. So that's always so interesting. I love when people say that sort of thing, like that level of awareness, that granular awareness that you've got, Joanne. And also realizing this kind of concept of pain can change when we really come close to our attention. And so the pain in the fingers subsided. And Victoria, I came in late from a stressful meeting, and hearing your voice after such a long time was like stepping into a warm, soothing bath. It's nice. And Valerie, thank you so much. This space is so precious as we can come as we are. Absolutely. We just come as we are. We show up as we are and build community. It's wonderful. Linnea, feeling calm and peaceful. And Nat, thank you. A beautiful practice together. I really enjoy breathing into the lower back and bringing my awareness to the movement of the lower back with the breath. That's great, Nat. Now, something I quite often say to people if they feel agitated around their breathing when they meditate, I sometimes suggest to take awareness into the lower back. It's interesting. If you drop your awareness into the breathing in the lower back, it can be very calming and soothing. I think if we're finding it difficult being where we might habitually feel we breathe, which is up here. So that's great that you observed that, Nat. You had that experience. And Jude, feeling calm and very aware. And Christian, thank you for this amazing journey. And Joanne, busy brain. Thank you, busy brain. Yeah, just noticing the busy brain. Dawn, thank you for tonight's meditation, and the workshop sounds amazing. Yes, it will be, I'm sure. Really looking forward to it. And Meg, thank you. A wonderful, wonderfully relaxing meditation. And Rani, thank you. I really slowed down and went within. And I think that was Rani that's just had a shoulder operation, so I hope that helped. Someone's asking, do we watch the event on Monday on Zoom? Yes, the whole thing's going to be on Zoom. Yeah. And Tina, thank you. Light and grounded, weight is lifted. See, that's so interesting, isn't it? God, that's all about perception. All you've done is spend 30 minutes coming inside, coming close to direct experience what's actually happening. And you feel light and grounded, even that's glorious, isn't it? You can be light and grounded, and a weight is lifted through awareness. I can see you up there, Tina. It's nice. And Kerry, feeling very nourished and grounded. And Helen, so interesting to notice physical sensations arise, then release, and my mind then calming. Yeah, interesting. Because of course, what often happens when we're not aware, physical sensations, of course, are happening all the time. We're not aware. There's some that are unpleasant and we immediately grip. And then the mind doesn't calm because we're gripping, aversive, pushing away. Likewise, pleasant, we hold on. So there's tightness, tension, gripping, rigidification. But by noticing the flow, I think is what you're saying, Helen, then your mind calmed. Cheryl, thank you. I had an awesomeness of my arms and hands were heavy. I feel much lighter now. So again, that's so interesting. You allow heaviness and then you feel lighter. And Miriam, thank you. I felt every part of me soften. Rachel, love, yield, really good word. And let go. First time here. That's great, Rach. Big welcome. Yield is one of my favorite words. I really love it. I think because it's a kind of letting go word, but it's also an abundant word. I quite often say this, we talk about a good crop being a good yield. So it's a very rich, fulsome word. And it's a letting go word. And Dorota, thank you. My mind was lost in worries today, and it was a hard work to direct my attention on bodily sensations. However, I feel less tense now compared to when I started the session. So thank you for that, Dorota. And again, I think that's you're articulating the power of training there very well. Although you thought your mind was lost on worries, you did train in directing your attention on bodily sensations, and now you feel less tense, even though you might have thought, oh, I just lost the whole time. The fact that you were here and engaging in the training with intentionality, you feel less tense. Really good. And Joe, so helpful as I've been struggling with overwhelm the last few days. Yeah, so it can help with overwhelm, this kind of thing, because we keep just coming back to the present, what's actually happening. Jude, first time here in New Zealand, early morning, perfect start to the day. Oh, not that I'm jealous, because of course I was in New Zealand a week ago. It's so beautiful. Got your lovely day ahead of you. Wonderful. Oh, this is nice. Deb saying, Karen Hall, if you're out there, thank you for your wonderful meditations while Vidyamala was away. Thank you so much, Karen, if you're out there. Wonderful, wonderful. And then Jude, so aware of how different the two sides of my body feel. Fascinating. We can become more and more sort of nuanced and subtle in our awareness. Yeah. Excellent. Well, that's the end of the comments. So I hope to see many of you on Monday at this wonderful event with Amishi, Dr. Amishi Jar. And then, of course, see you next week at Space to Breathe. Thank you so much, Mark, in the background, doing the tech, as always, week after week after week. Thank you so much, Mark. I'm glad that you've turned your camera on. That's brilliant. So go well, everybody. Fantastic to see you all again. And see you next week. Thank you. If you want to unmute, goodbye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thanks very much. Bye.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Thank you so much. Be radically kind to yourselves.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Vidyamala and Mark. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you, Mark, too.
Lovely to see you back.
Yeah. See you next time. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye, everybody. I'm going to go now. See you next time.